example, f of x equals x minus 1 squared times x plus 2 times x minus 4. If you've already forgot the steps, we can look at our table. Step number 1 is to factor, if you need to. Do we need to factor this one? No, it's already done. So step number 1 done. Yay. Step number 2, find the x-intercept by setting the factors equal to 0 and solving, or just switch the sign of whatever is inside. So this one, if you have 3 factors, you're going to have 3 x-intercepts. So I'm going to do blue. X-intercepts. I'm going to give you a minute to see if you can find the 3 x-intercepts on your own. If you have 3 factors, we have 3 x-intercepts. Just change the sign of whatever's inside. Some of us are comfortable, some of us are like trying to write, but we're not sure. If the first factor is x minus 1, what's the opposite of a minus 1? Plus 1. So the first x-intercept is a positive 1. All right, if you didn't get these yet, see if you can get the second one right now. Okay, the opposite of a plus 2 is? Negative 2. Yay. And the third one, see if you can get it right now before I do it. I'm so confident. Opposite of a minus 4 is? Plus 4. All right, so we are going to plot 3 points on our graph. Positive 1, negative 2, positive 4. All right, after x-intercepts, we can look at step number 3. Step number 3 says to find the y-intercept by plugging in 0 into the original function. So now, purple, y-intercepts. So we're going to plug in 0 everywhere that we see an x in that original function. So f of 0 equals 0 minus 1 squared times 0 plus 2 times 0 minus 4. Now we're going to have to do some arithmetic. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. 0 plus 2 is 2. And 0 minus 4 is negative 4. All right, more math. Negative 1 squared is positive 1. So we have 1 times 2 times negative 4. What's 1 times 2 times negative 4? Negative 8. Does negative 8 fit on your graph? Let's see. It might go a little bit off. We'll try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Mine, I have to go 1 point below where my graph stops. So if it doesn't fit on your graph, you can just estimate where it's supposed to be. All right, step number 4 is end behavior. So we need to find what that first term is going to be, if our degree is even or odd, and if our leading coefficient is positive or negative. So see how many x's we have. how many x's? 3, almost. So this one's tricky. This one is including that bounce that I was talking about at the beginning. So this first one is an x squared. So we already have 2 with that first parenthesis. So you have an x squared, and then you have a third one, and then you have a fourth one. So this one is x to the 4th because you have that squared on the x minus 1. There's no other coefficients in front of the x, so we can just do x to the 4th. Is 4 even or odd? Even. And then is our leading coefficient positive or negative? Positive. All right, even and positive. See if you can find the chart and decide what the end behavior is. Even and positive. All right, we should get this one. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. Even and positive is up on both sides. So you want to go to the 2 furthest x-intercepts and draw arrows up from those 2 x-intercepts. See if we can try that. Perfect. See if we can find those 2 outside points, and then you go up. Raise the roof. You're going to be at prom, raising the roof, because we're even and positive. Okay, so from our right side we go up, left side we go up. That's all we got to do. Okay, before you get too excited about connecting the dots, don't do that yet. So this is the example on here. If you have an even exponent, it's going to bounce. So this one's going to have a bounce because here you have an even exponent of 2. So we're going to write, let me do this in red. Our x-intercept of 1 is going to have a bounce, so we're not going to pass through like we normally do. It's going to touch it and then turn back around. Okay? Okay, I'm going to go to the graph. Okay, so at -2 is fine. We can just pass through it, and then we do have to include that y-intercept at the bottom. So I'm going to go down, try to include that y-intercept, and then come up to positive 1. At 1, it bounces, so I'm not going to pass through 1. I'm going to touch it, and then I'm going to turn back around. Again, I'm not going to be a stickler about how far down you go, so you can turn back around at any point to get back to that other one. So I think maybe the hardest part of this is either going to be the factoring or the connecting of the dots if there's bounces. So we have like a real weird looking W. We're in kindergarten learning how to write our letters, and our W's are not very good. We have until 9:46. Oh my gosh, we have so much time.